Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Today in Tarkov, where we talk everything news for BSG, which means we're mostly just covering their Twitter. I play around in that horrible existence of a place, so you guys don't have to, but can still keep up to date with what's going on. Now, we got a couple of screenshots from BSG a few days ago, and they've got some interesting stuff in there, some stuff kind of hidden in plain sight, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But first, let me do the air filter, because I just get asked a bunch. No, it has not been patched. Nothing has changed since my video. I jump in a raid every couple of days, test it, just do a quick run and test the skills, and you get the same amount of points whether there's a filter in or a filter out. If you want to see more about that, go watch my filter video. We did a huge bunch of testing. You can see everything there. Now, as far as when this gets patched, I doubt it's going to get fixed without seeing some patch notes from BSG. With the big hullabaloo that this caused in the community, they're probably going to throw a note in there about it being fixed in some obtuse or troll way, just knowing how they do things. But now on to the pictures. Now, 3 of the 4 here are pretty much just pictures of them in various stages of level design. And we're seeing everything from, basic structures of level design, all the way to the more advanced stuff like textures and item placement, stuff like that. You're seeing that through all of these different pictures. And this kind of fits in with what Nikita's talked about in the past between streets and arena, which I believe we've kind of probably got pictures of both here. You've got a different team working on arena and creating the maps for that. And they're going to be kind of at the ground level for some of them. But some of streets probably still isn't finished, and it's still at the ground level, whereas some of streets is really close to being finished, as we've seen from some of the screenshots and things like that. Now, working through the phases, if this all holds true, like Nikita said, we should see the first iteration of streets before October. But it won't be the whole map. It's going to be the first section, which Nikita says is still going to be huge, but there's going to be more sections of streets that come with follow-on patches and updates, if you will, that just add further expansions to this. And this will be done as they get them finished and they get some of the tech sorted out. And the tech is what I think is going to be one of the biggest indicators of what the future of Tarkov is going to be. The whole idea that Tarkov is going to be open world and map-to-map travel and all this other stuff, this is the real test. If they can't get streets to work in its full scale, and let's say they have to break streets up into a bunch of smaller maps that are still huge, but they're different sections that work as instances or zones like some of the older games, however you want to look at it, if that's how they have to do it, then we're probably not ever going to get open world in Tarkov. Now, I have faith, blind or silly as you guys might think it is, I have faith BSG will get there. You just got to give them the time to do it. But the proof will be in the pudding, and this will be it. If we can see them pull off streets, it'll give me even that much more hope that they'll be able to pull it off for the rest of the game. Because keep in mind, per Nikita, now he said this before Lighthouse, so I don't know if this includes Lighthouse map, but streets is bigger than all of the other maps combined. So that is a massive, massive map. Now, on to what you could say maybe a little bit more cryptic is this screen grab of kind of the whole office. And there's a lot of stuff kind of going on here, but something that I want to zoom in on is this guy's desk right here where he's kind of got these guns, I think purposely covered so we can't see exactly what they are and just kind of tease, because that's kind of how BSG does stuff. Now, if I open up my Photoshop and we zoom way in on these things, these 2 pieces of furniture here make me think of a couple of guns that could potentially be coming. These could just be SVDs, a variant of the SVDS that's already in the game, or PSL, or even furniture for the SVDS, just new wood, stocks, furnitures, things like that. But there is another rifle that it could be, and that is the SVT-40. Now, I'll just pull up the wiki here, real quick thing about it. The SVT-40 was a rifle that was supposed to replace the Mosin Nagant, but when Germany invaded Russia during World War II, it screwed up production lines, and they just fell back on the Mosin Nagant, the Russians did. The SVT-40 was still used after the war, but it was pretty quickly replaced by the SKS and the AK-47. It shoots 7.62x54R just like the Mosin or the SVD, but it has a 10-round detachable box magazine. Think of it kind of like an SKS that shoots the Mosin round. That's kind of a layman's way of putting it, though. That's probably going to piss some people off for some reason or another. And I think that's how we're going to see it if it comes in the game, if that's what it is. I think it'll be a cool addition. It's definitely going to be kind of scary because it's basically a base model SVD, iron sights kind of deal. It shoots that big round. So we'll have to see what that does if it does get added in. But let me know what you think it is. Some of you guys are fantastic at picking out some of these pictures of these guns, especially when they're in their various stages of disassembly and stuff. You guys have a pretty good eye for this thing. Now, aside from this, it's been pretty quiet from BSG, and I kind of expect it to be that way. I don't think we're going to see anything much more than screen grabs like this into August, maybe even into September. Fingers crossed sooner than that, but normally we get something big in October. It's BSG's birthday is October 15th, I believe, and they always do some kind of events. I think they do sales on the game, too, during a couple of days during that, and they add stuff in or do crazy stuff like that. And then hopefully we'll get another Halloween event, which some people thought sucked. I thought it was super cool. And it's fun to run around with pumpkin heads and cultists and stuff like that on Halloween. So hopefully we'll get another event like that this year. But real quick, I want to do a shout out for my music. We're up to 120 songs now on Spotify, and listening to it supports the content, supports me in what I do. But on top of that, it is also free for content creators to use in their content. We have it set up so you will not receive a DMCA or copyright strike or anything like that. We just ask that you give us an attribution somewhere with a link so people know where to find the music. So go give it a listen. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you like it. If you do, save the album, because all of that helps out over there on the Spotify algorithm and stuff like that. But again, thanks for watching. Wrap her up there. We'll see you in Tarkov.